It's your girl Brittany checking back in outdoors with the McCalls. So last week we left off on the trim. I have been trying to regulate my emotions on should I be upset or should I just tamp it down and let them, figure out what they're gonna figure out. Spoke with the superintendent this morning. He called me after discussing our concerns, and he said, yeah, that's bad. I was talking to him. I was like, I understand that they're not finished and whatnot. And he was like, no, that's bad. And that's not the quality of work that we do. And he was like, we're going to do another walkthrough with them. They're not going to get paid until they fix this trim. So we're supposed to get paint done this week, and I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. Supposedly they're supposed to be meeting here this evening at 5 o'clock to do a walkthrough with the contractors, because he said this is unacceptable. So shout out to my builder. Like I said, when we have concerns, they are addressing it. Like I said, I am not a house builder, but we do know how much money that we're spending and we want it done right. So I really do appreciate them, stepping in and stepping up and saying, yeah, y'all right, this is not right, and we're gonna make sure that we fix it for y'all. So we're gonna check back in when they get here to see what they say. I know somebody came around lunchtime. It looked like one of the contractors. He was here like a long time. So when I got in from work, I came to see if he did anything. It doesn't look like he did anything. I don't know if maybe he was just looking, but the concerns that we had have not been addressed. So I don't know what he was doing, but they are supposed to be back this evening, and we're gonna check back in. Hopefully we got a good looking update for you guys coming up this week, because I feel like every time we get to the next step, it's something like, hold up, player. So I'm gonna be patient. And then, you be patient and things will fall into place. So yes, we would like to be in here as soon as possible. But yes, we absolutely want this done right. So our boy, he's going out of town to SeaWorld. Funsies for him. We had to work. But we do have an update on the house. So yesterday, the superintendent actually called, and he said that they're redoing the trim. And he's making sure that they do not get paid until they do that. Did have an issue where the trim supplier sent the wrong trim to the company that we get the trim from. So that has, delayed things a little bit. So he said that he thinks and expects by Tuesday that the additional trim should be here. And as soon as they finish that they'll start painting. But we woke up this morning, camera's going off. And they're actually down here, and I think they actually have started to pull some of the trim off and replacing what they can. I'm gonna pop down in here to see what we got going on. So yeah, it's definitely been a Saturday surprise. Really wasn't expecting any work to be done until next week, but we will gladly take it. Got work going on in here. Just popping in here to see. Oh yeah. That's what I like right there. That has been fixed. That's perfect. So I'm gonna walk back here in the laundry room, because that was one of the areas. Let's see. Yep. They fix these. Let's see. The lines are actually matching, going all the way up. So that's a good job. Let me go look in our bedroom, because we had quite a few things that are overlapping. Yep. They fixed that as well. I said most of these over in the bedroom were overlapping. Well, yeah, that was just the angle. You wanna hold this up for a second so I can just point it out? But yeah, like these edges, they were overlapping like this. So yeah, that's been fixed. Yep. I'm happy thus far. Like I said, I wasn't expecting anything to be done today, but we'll take it. So we actually did have somebody that came by last weekend, because we're gonna add some additional cabinetry. After the build, we know someone who does this type of work. So on either sides of the fireplace, the intention is to have cabinets on either side of it, and then do floating shelves. So let me see if I can flip this around. Okay, so you see the fireplace. The idea is to have a cabinet coming across here. And instead of it gonna run it up against here and all the way to the fireplace, and then do some shelving. I think only 2, because I told him that I still want to be able to touch the cabinets and put stuff up there without having to climb. And then also on that side, want to do that. And then in our son's bathroom, it's not there's not space for actual storage in this bathroom, other than maybe in his closet. And we wanted him to have somewhere to, you know, put his towels and toiletries. So let me see, let me back up. So his toilet is gonna be in this area. So what the plan is to have a cabinet built on this wall right here. And at the bottom of that cabinet, it'll be like an open shelf. That way he can, you know, have a spot to put his towels, another spot where he can put like his deodorant or a little tissue. That way he's not having to constantly come out to get, you know, to the other closets, storage closets, to get tissue or to grab towels. You know, just have it so he can have it in his room. But I'm gonna walk back across to the laundry room, because we also price cabinets in there. These cabinets are actually going to be built. So what we wanted to do in this laundry room is to put a cabinet here. Let's see. When you first walk in, so we wouldn't put it like right here. It'll be on this side. There's a line right there. And then it will come over here. And then there will be like an opening, so that I could just push my my laundry hamper basket in there. And then on the other side of that, it would be another like cabinet top right here. So cabinet, you got your counter that runs all the way across, an opening, and another cabinet. That way you can place stuff on top, like basically like a folding table almost. And then they have an area at the bottom where we can just push in the laundry basket, and then still be able to put like an upright freezer in here, should we feel necessary. And then you can open the door without any issue. We priced it, but now just thinking, because we're having a sink over here, and we're trying to ensure that the space over here, the cabinet comes out right here, doesn't narrow down the space too much. So I'm gonna call them back today and just let them know we'll go ahead and move forward with the cabinets on the other side, and wait until they actually put the sink in before we have him do the one in the laundry room, because we want to make sure that we're not narrowing it down in here. Honestly, I feel like, I know that for the most part, this is going to be our entry point a lot. You know, parking out here, got bags, you go coming right into the kitchen and stuff. So we want to make sure we got enough space to move around in here. So the work is getting done. So that means that'll be actually, if the trim comes in Tuesday, that means it'll actually be less for them to do. And all they have to do is, I'm thinking it's probably the door trim is probably what they're waiting on. And I'm sure he already has the painter lined up, because it's supposed to be done like, what, almost 2 weeks ago?
Yep, 2 weeks ago. We're supposed to be painted and ready.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be painted. So I'm sure he has painter on standby. So they doing this today. Trim comes in next week. They can knock that out pretty quick. Probably won't even take a whole day, since they're replacing the other trim. So I imagine we're gonna be running next week. That's the plan. Y'all know every time I do this, well, we get like a little stumbling block, but that's all right. We blessed, and we just, continue to be patient with the process. Like I said, every time we bring something up to them, they fix it. So they're very responsive, and you couldn't ask for anything better during a build, because I would probably be going insane if we had a builder that we could not reach, especially when there's something that isn't right. So we appreciate that. All right, so checking back in on this Saturday, and they still working. I think they're doing more than what we thought that they was initially gonna do. So we're gonna come back and check out what they got going on. And if they've accomplished a lot, that means that we probably might actually get paint done this upcoming week, once they finish that other trim that comes in on Tuesday. I'm gonna walk back in. They got this door put in right here at in the foyer, or foyer as you say. That's not the door that's gonna go right there, but they so they can trim it out. They're gonna swap that door out when they get done. But yeah, I'm looking at this trim and it looks better. So they were in this room earlier. Yep. I'm feeling this. It's loud because that's the air compressor. But yeah, they're doing a good job. All it's gonna take is for them to just do their caulking, sanding and painting, and it'll be good. I'm satisfied with what we got going on. Let's say I appreciate the builder getting them back out here. Like I said, they took this stuff down and they redid it. We've never had any issues with the baseboard. It was just the upper trim. So this is looking good. What is it?
You want to know the height of the murphy.
Oh, okay, for where we can sit down at?
Yeah.
So what's this marking for?
I don't know.
Okay, I'll ask him in a second. You want to know like how high they want? Let me pretend like I'm about to sit down. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna sit, I promise. This actually be high enough. Yeah, that's no, that's perfect. Yes, that's good. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Appreciate you. Yeah, we getting started. I don't know about this, but yeah, they just showed us that this pull down is actually too long. See if you can pull that down and push it back up. Oh, let me see. Yeah, this is, it's gonna be too long. We'll let the builder figure that out. So yeah, this is pretty much the pull downstairs. Yeah, this ain't right. Yeah, just when the thought was getting quite right, they're gonna have to figure this out. I said I don't plan on being up there every day, but you got to be able to get up there. So we'll let them know. And if y'all see right here, they took those pieces down. So we're gonna get our 7-foot opening back. That trim won't be here until Tuesday. So that's gonna be fixed. And this is too. So that makes me happy. We are working on some things. And hopefully we can get back on track. So they are working on the mud bench. Let's see. I think that's a pretty good height. So we're gonna let them, get back to doing what they're doing. Maybe they'll be done today, and I come back and check it out. It looks like we're about to get some more rain, but I definitely want to check that out. All right, so made it back down here. I think they're gone for today. I tell you, it is a good thing that we are here on site because they done left the doors open and some windows. So we would be fighting more than just spiders if we went here every day. But did want to come in here and check and see what they did with this bench. I'm putting my umbrella down. This mud bench to see what it looked like, see how much I was able to get done. So let's mosey on in here. Let's see what they got going on. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, rail. Yeah. Yep, this is it. Let me open this though. That's gonna be all right there. Let me come back this way. Yep. He did that pretty fast too.
Oh, yeah.
I'm about to knock that over.
Yeah, that looks good.
Yeah. Let me come back this angle.
Only one thing I see.
Yep. I wonder what this sheet for right here. Yep. This is the mud bench. It just got to be painted. But that's it right there. The height is perfect. Not too high. And also not too low. Be perfect when we, after we come from the ball field. He just throw his stuff up there. Take them cleats off. And then my husband take off them work boots so he ain't tracking all that stuff up in the house. Perfection. Yeah, they definitely, they improved upon what we had. And I'm really happy. I know my husband said he was talking to one of them. And he said that the guy that he had down here helping him, that's really like his third day doing this. So that's how we ended up with the trim looking like it looked. But they were great. They came in here and they fixed most of it. Like I said, some spots we're waiting for trim to come. Over here in the kitchen, where the sink is gonna be, they actually took the trim, some of the trim off. Let's see how I can. Yeah, so they took this piece off. They're gonna have to replace that right there. And then over in my son's room, let's say a lot of his trim was like overlapping, and they fixed those. So let's see. So yeah, they fixed all of this trim. And like I said, all they really have to get in here now was to, caulk and sand those and paint, and they'll look crisp. So they definitely came and did that. So now that we know that they're almost finished with this part, Tuesday the trim comes in, and then I will hope Wednesday they they get in here and finish the remaining of the trim. I'm glad they came today because that means it shouldn't take too long to do that stuff if they get in here on Wednesday to start. And that still potentially allows us time for painting to actually go on in here. I am loving the mud bench. That's like perfection. It's giving me more ideas of the spacing in that laundry room. So I can't wait until they get the sink in there. That'll definitely help us with spacing, with deciding on that cabinet that we were talking about. So when they come back, we're gonna update y'all, and maybe we're gonna keep this train rolling. That's all I can ask. They've done a good job. I'm pleased right now. I'm back pleased again. Other than the pour downstairs for the attic. I don't know what's going on with that. And I'll just wait until Monday to shoot a message, because there's not anything they can do about it right now. I don't know what's going on with that. We'll figure it out and we'll let y'all know. Feels almost like a comedy of errors sometimes. It's like, yeah, we get this fixed and then boom. What the heck? But it's life. I'll check back in with y'all. Good morning, outdoors family. This is a Sunday morning. And y'all probably wondering, what do y'all be doing down at their house? Y'all ain't got no electricity, none of that stuff. Well, today we're gonna just do a little cleanup, and then we actually gonna plug our TV back up. We have a power pole outside, temp pole. So we plug our extension cord and we come down here and sit and watch TV. Get a little peace and quiet. So let me show y'all what it looks like in here right now. Let's see. All right, so it is pretty dusty in here from them cutting the trim. We are not responsible for having to clean up, but because we do like to come down here, we clean up sometimes. And we'd like for it to look a little clean for a little while until they get back in here to start doing what they do. And we really don't anticipate any work being done until probably Tuesday or Wednesday. So we're gonna, just vacuum up, sweep up, and then hook our TV up so we can watch TV, maybe take a nap, because it actually feels pretty good in here. And if it decides it wants to rain, we'll get another opportunity to make sure it hasn't been getting wet, which it hasn't. It looks like it's been fine in here. When we get done cleaning, I'm gonna show y'all my little hanging chair that my husband got me, because he know I like to sit back in my chair and just swing. And I can usually read me a book or something, but I left all my reading materials in the house. I may go back down there when we get done. Maybe not. I may just kick my feet up and go to sleep. But I'm gonna show y'all my chair once we get done. Okay, so my husband actually got one of these little metal things to pick up nails. And I'm sure there's like plenty of metal pieces in here somewhere. So we just gonna roll these. Started picking up all this stuff. There's already quite a few nails on here. I'm not sure if it's gonna pick that one up. May not be enough room on here. But let me see if I can show you. See, the metal is picked up. This is stuff just in the house. So we're gonna roll around before we actually get before we start sweeping. So we make sure we get all the nails and stuff up before we start sucking it up in the vacuum. See, I didn't put him to work, make him finish. But we got it pretty well done for us to be able to sit in here and relax so we can turn on our fan as well. Let me show y'all my chair. This is my little chair right here. I'm about to get in this bad boy and probably go to sleep. But let me show y'all the flow. See? That looks so much better. And some of this stuff is just from that foam and from that mud when they did the sheetrock. So that is what it is. But we got the dust up. That way we can turn the fan on and we ain't doing all that. Achoo! So we're about to get set up. All right, let me show y'all our setup we got going on down here. We really ain't gonna need this fan on that long. It's super loud. But got our TV, fan, and our chairs. I think he about to do some work on the computer, watch a little TV. And this is what we do on our lazy days. What's up, Outdoors family? It's another day. It's the end of another week. Now, there's this old saying that if I'm lying, I'm flying. Y'all look at me right now. I ain't flying. How about the super he called today and he was like, the trim supplier delivered the wrong trim again. So the only thing that has been done this week, and I don't even know if you can quantify this as being done, but they filled in the nail holes. So trim is still not done. We need the additional trim. And he said that he was promised that they'll have it this upcoming Monday. It's so muggy out here. And I was like, are you kidding me? This was like, it just feels like the comedy of errors. So it's very easy to get frustrated. And I ain't gonna get frustrated. But it's another thing. He also is like, we wanted to go ahead and, just go ahead and get the cabinets put in this week. But the cabinet guy said he didn't have the hood range in. And he wanted to do it all at the same time. I was like, why are you telling me this? Why? It's just, you're making my stress level go up even higher. It's like, I'd rather not have known that. So, yeah. So that didn't happen. They did deliver paint this week. I mean, there's no painting done because the trim is not done. So, of course, no painting's done. Let's see. But, yeah. We got paint. No painted walls. Half finished trim. What else? Honestly, I'm starting to lose track on this trim. We're somewhere in between 3 to 4 week range on this trim. So, yeah. I did want to say, my husband, he usually texts me whatever is on his mind at that moment. And I do remember last week, he was like, I'm just about to go to Lowe's and get my own trim. And then I have somebody else install it. I had to tamp that down because it's like, well, we already paying for this trim. And they ain't gonna want to eat the cost on that. But maybe I should have got on board with that one. Maybe we already have some stuff going on. I said, listen to your spouse. These bugs are outrageous out here. So I am a huge proponent of love is what love does. It does not take much to support. So we definitely want to shout out Yvonne and Eric over at the Womack Way out there in Texas. We waiting on that big, beautiful bill that y'all plan on having going on. Y'all go out there on YouTube and go support that channel as well. We appreciate y'all. Now I will say he has apologized profusely about the delay. I need some action though, buddy. So there's really nothing else to update as far as the house build itself goes for this week. We're praying that the trim gets delivered on Monday so that, you know, we can get the trim guys in here to finish up and they can paint. And that could realistically mean that we can get cabinets in here either by the end of next week or the beginning of the following week. I guess that's really dependent on if that hood range comes in, because the cabinet guy wants to just do everything at the same time. Understandable. So we'll keep y'all updated and posted on that. All right, Outdoors family. Like I said, there's nothing else for us to update, but y'all always know we try to keep y'all up to date to the week of things going on. As soon as we have something new, we're going to show y'all. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you do not miss any update from us. We appreciate the love and the support that we have been given from you guys throughout this build. The encouraging words, the suggestions, we appreciate it. So, like I said, hit the notification bell, share, like, and comment. Outdoors with the McCalls. Y'all have a great weekend. Peace.